So when I was 16 years old, I had this big feminist awakening. I subscribed to Ms. Magazine, and I organized rallies, and I even recited the lyrics to a Tori Amos song for an English class assignment. If there's any of you who know how embarrassing this is, it's so embarrassing. So I had my trajectory all set. I taught sex ed in high school. I volunteered for the National Organization for Women. And then my senior year, I had my eye on this internship with Ralph Nader's organization in DC. So I'm sitting on my bed one day, and I get the call. I got the internship. I had this fancy opportunity with Ralph Nader. I found a room in a lesbian co-op in Adams Morgan. I bought myself a pantsuit, and in a couple, pantsuit! And in a couple of years, I'm going to run for office. The problem is I don't have enough money, and I'm complaining to a friend of mine. He says, ask Katie. So Katie is this philanthropist and feminist in my hometown. I write her a letter. I think nothing of it. And then a couple of weeks later, I get this check in the mail, and it changes my life. Has something like this ever happened to you where you think, holy crap, the world is magical? My mom, who grew up in the 60s in Haight-Ashbury, just shrugged and said, ask and ye shall receive. So magic happens like this all the time, and I'm kind of obsessed with figuring out how we can multiply it online, how we can give it and find it more easily. The magic I'm talking about, though, is not this flash-in-the-pan viral magic like the Kane's Arcade movie or all the money raised for that bullied school bus driver. I feel like things like this should be happening to us all of the time. I'm the co-founder of a company called Switchboard, and we tried to bring this offline magic online through two simple ways. There are two posts on Switchboard. You can ask for what you need and offer what you have to give. It's kind of like a non-creepy Craigslist for the people you trust. So Melina asked for a place to stay in Boston, and she found it. These people sailed the frickin' Mediterranean for a summer because somebody offered that opportunity. Ask, offer, and ye just might receive. It turns out that my mom is right, and I hope that she sees this because she has been waiting my entire life to hear me say these words. We're testing out this crazy hypothesis at Switchboard, but it's friggin' hard because what exists in social networking is the profile, and the profile is full of all of these drop-downs and checkboxes and fields. I counted, and between Facebook and LinkedIn, there are over 150 different fields that we can fill in about ourselves. We know that companies are profiting from this, but our people, because I feel like we should be hearing stories about people finding what they need all the time. But what would I have done if I were a high school student on LinkedIn? Would I have searched feminism and then connected with everyone and then just randomly asked them for money? This would have been totally crazy because there's nothing about this site that inspires intimacy and trust. The thing is when I was a teenager, I wasn't looking for a needle in a haystack. It's like what was possible was totally beyond my imagination. I'll call it grace. And grace doesn't respond to profiles. It responds to asks and offers and wishes. And what I'm admitting to you for the first time tonight is that seeing people presented like this totally freaks me out because there's no room for grace and serendipity. And it freaks me out because I think that people are so much more capable and resourceful than what's presented in a profile. And I hope that one day we will look back on this era of self-categorization as the dark ages in favor of just getting shit done and helping one another. I asked, Katie offered, and these two simple acts of giving and receiving power the entire world. Crowdsourcing and couch surfing are trying to fill the void, but we can do better, and we should, because the spirit of a gift is kept alive by its constant donation. When Katie gave me $1,400, she gave me more than that. I had the obligation and the privilege to give it all back, and no amount of sponsored posts and advertising will ever replicate that feeling. The constraints of profiles are killing the possibility for magic because magic emerges only when we are vulnerable and share of ourselves. We aren't who we say we are. We are so much more. Thank you.